Hey, Nikki here. And in this video, I'm going to show you a short little sequence that you can do to target your lower abdominals. So stay tuned. All right, so all that you're gonna need for this routine is a foam roller. Anyone will do as long as it's not bumpy or doesn't have this kind of funny spiky things, because that would be pretty owie for what we're about to do. Just also a quick note, I get a lot of requests for videos for your lower abs, but just from a purely anatomical, technical exercise science perspective, just know there's no such thing as lower abs. Your abdominals are your abdominals. However, I can show you exercises to kind of feel that lower abdominal area. And that's what we're going to do in this sequence today. So you're going to come onto your back, knees bent, feet flat. And then once you're down there, you're going to put your feet flat on the ground, push into them, lift your hips, and then pull the roller up underneath your butt. And I like to make sure that the roller is high enough up that it's not flying out from under me, but not so high that, like, if this would be too high, I'm kind of dumping into my low back and I end up with a big kind of funky arch. So something that's middle of those two. And then from here, maybe let's just do the world's quickest warm up, which is you just put your hands in the front of your pelvis and just start by gently kind of rounding your back. And then just going a little bit the other way, maybe even too far, and arching your back and feeling how the ribs lift. And then once you have a sense of that, play with making that a little smaller. So rounding your back, and then just see, like, where do you land without letting your ribs pop up to the ceiling? So for me, it's about there. And it'll depend on lots of things, how far you're able to go. Your general mobility, how big your roller is, relative to how long your torso is, relative to how long your legs are. But just this little action, notice when you kind of roll under, you will get a little bit more abdominal engagement from those superficial abdominal muscles, if that's what you're looking for. And then land just somewhere in the middle-ish, which is where I like to work when I do this little sequence. So now from here, hands can be on your ribs, they could be on the roller, they could be on the ground. There's lots of choices. Take one leg up, and then take the other leg up. And then take a moment and think about gently settling your ribs to the mat, keeping the front of the throat open. And then I'm going to play with just elbows down today. You're going to keep your knees together and you're going to start to tilt your pelvis off to one side. And you're not going to dump so the knees can part. You're going to keep your knees together. So I'm sending my knees to the right, and I'm landing on the right aspect of the back of my pelvis. And then come center. And then do the same thing up and over to the left. And you'll probably be more successful than me because you won't have a mic that you're running into. Whoopsies. And then back to center. Now, if that feels good, you can kind of come over, and then you can kind of extend your legs, keeping the ribs and the shoulders down on the mat. Bend the knees, come back to center. These are sneaky. They look pretty simple, but trust me, they're hard. Over to the other side, extend the legs, try to keep your shoulders on the mat, bend your knees. And back to center. Let's go one more each way, and then we're going to add on. Up and over. Knees stay connected. So I almost think about if I'm sending my legs right, I'm reaching my left knee a little higher than my right knee. Kick out those legs. Bend. And center. One more time. Up and over to the left. Reaching the right knee for the left wall. Kick out the legs. Come to the middle and center. Now from here, let's just play with a little bit of a single leg stretch. So you're going to send one leg out. Again, try not to dump your ribs. You're keeping your ribs connected towards the mat, throat open. So I'm not overly tucking my chin. My chin is a little up. And then switch, keeping equal weight on the back sides of both pelvis. Both sides of the pelvis. Goodness language. Now if you want a little more, you could play with reaching the arms up to the ceiling. And if you want a little more, you can play with reaching the arms overhead. And for me, it's about when I hover my arms overhead, and as my hands are not touching the ground, I really start to actually feel like I have abdominals. Until then, I don't feel a whole lot. But for me, this reach really helps me feel what's happening, get that little shake of truth. Let's go one more. All right, pause here. Bring your arms down if they weren't already. Take your legs up. Now from here, I want you to play with opening the legs any amount, and closing them. And lowering them down, keep the ribs connected, open, and close. And then back up to the ceiling. Remember, option, add just a little heat to what you're doing and a little challenge, checking that you don't pop those ribs up to the ceiling. And then finally, again, if you feel like you really want to go there, this last one's a little tricky. Open, oh, there's that shake of truth. And close, come back up. Bring your elbows down. Last thing we're going to do with this little sequence today, there's lots of things we could do, but I'm just kind of picking greatest hits, is leg circles. So you're going to open the legs, sweep them down, keep those ribs connected if you can, together, and up. Now for me, when I go a little too low, as I just did, I feel my ribs pop a little up to the ceiling, and I feel my hips actually get a little clicky or clunky. So if I go just a little smaller, I maintain better control. So that's how I'm picking my range. Good. You should start to feel like you have legs in addition to abs. Go the other way. Lower, open, and sweep. And again, lower, open, and sweep one more time. Also notice if your legs do two totally different things. Mine do. And sweep. Good work. From here, bend your knees in. Push the roller out from under you. Okay, just for fun, one last little variation should you want to go here. Now, this is harder than it looks, so just keep in mind this final one, saved it for last, may not be your move today, totally fine. But you can put the roller between your feet and your knees. You can put your arms down by your sides, and again, you want to think ribs heavy. And this is actually one where lifting the head and curling forward will make it easier to maintain that abdominal control. So I'm going to show you that one first, actually. So hopefully my legs are in a 90-90 or a tabletop, but if they're not, oh well. You're going to take a breath in. Exhale, nod your chin forward, curling up, looking down your front. So I'm kind of looking between my knees. And then lower the legs only as far as you can without arching your back. So again, keep your ribs connected to the mat. They can touch, cool. If not, whatever. And then take them up. And again, you're going to lower down. And then take it up. Other choice. I won't be able to go nearly as far when my head is down. For me, that's about the end. And then I feel my ribs get light on the mat. Let's go 2 more. You shouldn't need to do a ton to feel these. Bringing it up. Awesome job. Final one. Lower. Keep those ribs connected. Take it up. Good job. And rest. Let your feet from the ground. All right, last thing here. This is an abs. It just feels good. Hold on to your roller. Reach your arms over your head. Take your feet out mat width apart. I'm kind of obsessed with this move right now. Feet parallel. Slowly lower the knees to one side. Keep control. Take your leg center. Slowly lower them to the other side. And back up. Just be mindful that you don't flop your legs to the side. And last one. Good work. And you're done.